I feel in the face of all the problems in the world impotent, and why I somehow cannot manage to transform I. Now here we get to the real problem, because we're always telling each other that we should be different. Now I'm not going to tell you that tonight. Why not? Because I know you can't. Nor can I. That may sound depressing, but I'll tell you it isn't. It's very hard. But everybody, you see, who is at all sensitive and awake to their own problems and human problems is trying to change himself. We know we can't change the world unless we change ourselves. So when we are aware of the ego I, we are aware of this chronic tension inside ourselves. And that's not us. It's a futile tension. So when we get the illusion, the image of ourselves, married to a futile tension, you've got an illusion married to a futility. And then you wonder why I can't do anything.
Can I just express just how much I dislike unbalanced volume real quick? We had a $9 million market sell on Bitcoin, right? Just on this exchange, mind you. And we had this gorgeous wick, which actually ran down to under 4,400. And the result is bullish divergence on the unbalanced volume. Why? Oh, it's because the candle closed green. Right? It's just a really arbitrary tool. If it's not true net positive or negative volume, what's the point, right? So sure, you can attempt to do it on, say, maybe like the 1 minute chart, and then maybe you're gonna get an accurate reading. But as soon as you try to use it on anything above the 1 minute chart, you're gonna have a bad time. Anyway, let's actually analyze Bitcoin. Okay. So, first let's identify our mean inversion pivot, yeah? And get rid of the unbalanced volume. I haven't memorized on the 1 hour chart. The mean inversion pivot is currently 1050. So we're gonna plug that value in. Okay, let's take a look what that looks like, yeah? Very nice. So, the overexpansion, as defined by this massive plume of mass, right, resulted in this mean inversion pivot, where if we re-enter this purple band, it will imply that we need to return to, you guessed it, that relative mean. And with the way our mean inversion pivots are currently looking, if we topple one mean inversion pivot, then the next will follow, and so on. And eventually, well, we would expect full retracement all the way back down to everybody's favorite value, the weekly 200 moving average. And so while it might have been cool to have a neat take profit at this value, which it so kindly wicked down to, it's actually only halfway to my take profit. And if we're just being honest here, having a 35% upside is pretty good, especially when that's an unleveraged number. I am expecting significant dumping to occur as soon as we enter this band right here, and I really should set up another alert. Beautiful. Continue anyway. Nice. So that triggers, I'm going to be layering more heavily into my short. My initial short, up correctly. Perfect. That's exactly how I want it. Right. So that yellow line there is the weekly 50 moving average. I'll bite at a very low resolution because we are on the 1 hour chart. But I am still expecting rejection from that value. My prediction has been we're going to make a flag as defined by two values: the mean reversion pivot itself and the approaching weekly 50 moving average. And really, we're going to get our answer today, I'm pretty sure, where we're either going to see that significant dump or we are going to trend sustainably above the 50 moving average, which I find far less likely, but we'll have our answer soon enough, and we'll be able to stop out or strengthen our position based on however that pivot behaves. And just so you guys get some perspective on the kind of profit ratio you can set up on this trade, let's set up the short, yeah? Where we'll enter when it re-enters the purple band, and we'll use, say, maybe 7%. That sounds good. And to properly represent our downside, we're going to full screen this. And we're going to zoom in. My weekly 50s. Oh, that's because I'm not on the right ticker. Hold on. There we go. Nice. So that's our weekly 50 all the way down there. So if we re-enter this band, guys, just bear with me. All right, 5, 6, 7% stop loss. To our downside, our take profit target is all the way here at 34%. Goodness gracious. It is quite an appealing trade. I very much recommend you take it. Now, alternatively, you can also just short directly on the weekly 50. We're right there. You can open the short now, that's fine, but it's going to be a little bit higher risk than actually waiting for us to enter the band. Okay? I guess we could also take a look at volatility overhead real quick for this current expansion. I'm going to do so in the 4 hour. Okay. Okay. All right. Our current volatility overhead is looking to be 160. Let's set up our secondary band, or just one band. Why not? To reflect that value. Okay. So volatility overhead implies that it's going to be very difficult to move outside and re-expand this distribution. And apparently that's been playing pretty well so far. If you want to short this candle right here, right now, this very second, might work out for you. I'm going to be honest. All right, because it is implied we'll have lateral trading as defined by this compressing period. And well, if somebody's not in a particularly bearish mood, the options are you can either trickle along the top edge of the volatility overhead or do whatever the hell you want inside of it. So is that it's much easier to get any kind of downward move, as it would require less force and be the path of least resistance as compared to attempting to push price up above these values. Okay. So I am short. I intend to stay short until we actually see some rejection values. And people do like round numbers, so we might tag 6,000. If that happens, I will stop out and attempt re-entry. Well, you guessed it, when we re-enter that 150 or 1050 band on the 1 hour chart. Okay. All right, TradingView folks, it has been a pleasure. I'll talk to you all tomorrow, same time. And all you YouTube folks, I'm going to check your YouTube comments and take a look at any potential coins that you think might be valuable. Okay, 2 hellos. Can't do anything with that. I was looking at BCD yesterday. Yeah, it's just a volatility pop off the 3.2. Yeah, and it is still downward expansion, so I'm going to stay away from it. Let's still take a look at BCPT again. It's kind of a crazy chart. I might set a trailing take profit in the near future, I'll be honest. Wow, bread really did stop out pretty significantly. That's fair. Nothing I want to do on that chart. 3.2 tag, but actually, that's not bad. You know, I'm not one for static support values, but we're directly on the static support, and we just tagged the 3.2. This could actually play out pretty significantly. If you want to consider entry on that, I might just set this up as a quick scalp. Yeah, why not? I don't like it, never mind. Okay. See if you guys have any comments yet. Always go. Okay. Chart looks exactly the same. Okay, I'm not one to define static supports. I'll say it again. And we're right on top of that static support. So, if we were to consider this maybe like accumulation. It does look like an accumulation range, doesn't it? That's the relief rally. Secondary test. This is the creek. And we could potentially have this be the spring. So this might dip down a little further and then see a recovery. So if it actually, you know, if it breaks support and finds significant recovery like immediately, I would actually consider that a pretty good buy. It's Wednesday, Thursday. This is a EVX, didn't I? No, I have nothing to do with that chart. ENJ is actually bouncing pretty successfully off the pivot. For some reason, there it is. Actually, we might be able to take this again. Hold on. All right, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, oh my god. I think it's right on top of the mean inversion pivot. I might call this. Yeah, it is. Okay. That's great. Yeah, probably gonna call that. Take a look at Dash, and then I'm gonna write up that call, and I'll be on my way. Okay. Guess we could do a mean inversion pivot on this, but I'm not really seeing how. Yeah, the period's just not high enough based on that downward expansion to do anything significant. We probably could do a small scalp though, based on the 40 period. If I guess we're right there on that pivot. If it re-enters, might be able to play a short mean inversion. Let's just check how far away it is. Okay, it's 4%. Yeah, you could probably take a scalp long here once that pivot is crossed. Okay, well, that looks like that looks like it's it for today. It has been a pleasure. I'll see you all tomorrow at 1 p.m. MST. You have a beautiful day. That's the wrong hotkey. This is the right hotkey. See you guys later.